Good morning. My name is Rick Sincere. I live in Charlottesville. I'm a member of the Executive Committee of the Republican Liberty Caucus of Virginia. We like to call ourselves the Republican wing of the Republican Party. I'd like to categorize us as Goldwater Republicans or as Reagan Republicans, but we believe that the government should remain small and uninvolved in the private lives of citizens. Last week, our executive committee overwhelmingly voted to support Senate Bill 66 because we believe it is not the place of the government to discriminate on irrelevant characteristics in employment for otherwise law-abiding citizens and taxpayers. When I testified in favor of this bill before the Senate General Laws and Technology Committee a few weeks ago, I made two salient points. One was, if this bill extended to the private sector, I would not support it, and neither would our organization. But it is also important to note that the private sector is way ahead of the government in terms of non-discrimination policies. Private businesses recognize that non-discrimination is good business practice. Government is always sluggish and slow to develop ideas like this. The private sector in Virginia and around the country is way ahead in terms of adopting non-discrimination policies, and they recognize what Professor Richard Florida, who used to teach at George Mason University, has recognized, that welcoming communities support and encourage creativity and entrepreneurship, and Virginia should be more welcoming. So I would like to just say that the Republican Liberty Caucus of Virginia is firmly behind Senate Bill 66, and we will be supporting it through its consideration by the House of Delegates. Thank you very much.
Good morning, buenos dias. My name is Andres Tovar. I'm the chair of the Virginia Coalition of Latino Organizations. For the past 10 years, our organization has come to Richmond to testify before House and Senate committees to try to bring fairness to the treatment of immigrants in the Commonwealth. As you may know, 10% of the population of Virginia are immigrants. And the children of immigrants are coming through our schools and are going into our universities, and soon will be seeking jobs in the Commonwealth of Virginia, many positions in the government and elsewhere. And we want to ensure that they are treated fairly, because as we know, the tremendous strength that the immigrant populations have brought to our country is literally what has made our country great, and we applaud this. And I'm also here to support my brothers and sisters in the gay community to ensure that the treatment of the gay community is fair and just. And so we want to applaud Senator McEachin for this bill, and we stand solidly behind you. Thank you very much.
I'm going to do as Glenn did earlier and make my comments. From here. My name is Irvin Taylor. I'm with AARP, and we support Senate Bill 66, particularly the issue pertaining to age discrimination. And so we encourage and thank the senator for being a visionary in this and for everyone's perseverance. But again, AARP is in support of this bill.
Good morning. My name is Ben Greenberg with the Virginia Organizing Project. First, I'd like to congratulate Senator McEachin for introducing Senate Bill 66, which is such an important piece of legislation. The Virginia Organizing Project has as one of its basic principles non-discrimination for all Virginians. We represent tens of thousands of Virginians from throughout the state who care about this issue and many others. And we believe it's time to act on this, to codify legislation in this regard to protect all Virginians. The fact that we've had to rely on an executive order from each governor to try to provide protection to Virginians is a travesty. And the fact that this year that we do not have the kind of protection from the current governor suggests that it's time to act, it's time to codify this language And it's time to recognize that it's 2010, we're 10 years into the 21st century, and we need to act now. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Lawrence Webb. I'm a member of the City Council in Falls Church, Virginia, and I am the first openly gay African American in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I stand here to express our City Council support in Falls Church, Virginia, as a SB66 is a law that will finally bring Virginia on board with many, many other states. Reading in the Washington Post this weekend, seeing that Maryland is talking about how Virginia's laws are not very friendly to gay folks, and Maryland how they are. This is a bill that time has come to finally make us competitive with other regions of the state. We need to begin codifying this and not having it be something that we continue to wait on governors to write executive orders for. It should be something that we expect. As a citizen of the Commonwealth of Virginia, gay folks should not be treated as second-class citizens. We should have the same expectations and rights as everyone else. We are hard-working contributors to the Commonwealth of Virginia, and it's time for SB 66 to finally pass and become something that we do not have to wait for with a governor to come in and sign an executive order. It should be something that we, as Americans and as Virginians, should expect.
Good morning. My name is Adam Edmond. I represent the 49th District in the House of Delegates from Alexandria, and introduce the House equivalent of Senate Bill 66. I think that all the characteristics embodied in this bill need to be codified, not just sexual orientation, but including race, religion, national origin, gender, and the others that are in the bill. One of the things I wanted to briefly address is the kinds of signals that the failure or passage of these bills sends to gay and lesbian, bisexual, transgender people, and other fair-minded people who are considering living in Virginia or not living in Virginia. I personally know people who've moved out of Virginia whose hospital visitation without written documents was denied, whose contracts they feared would be denied, who were afraid for their families and children when starting a family, who were horrified by the passage of HB 751 a number of years ago, and the rejection of Governor Warner's proposed amendments to that bill, and the passage of the so-called marriage amendment. I'm sure that that the top 10 private employers in Virginia have been discussed here this morning, but it's worth hammering home that they are all fair-minded workplaces and set an example for the Commonwealth public sector and need to be embodied in the law. At a time when we're trying to attract jobs, not to mention treat our citizens fairly with the promise that Virginia was founded upon, it's time to enact this law. So I hope that the public and our legislators will get behind Senate Bill 66.